You're back in the lounge. I'm Bob Garfield. Today's guest is Tamara Bousquet. She is the Executive Vice President at MEA Digital.
Yeah. We're in San Diego. We're a boutique shop.
The reason I'm so interested in talking to you is because you've been to the wars in media buying. You've seen a lot.
I have.
And I'm guessing, some horrors. Can we begin by you just telling me a horror story of the things that can happen to a client trying to buy online inventory if he or she isn't, careful?
Yeah, the business can be a difficult landscape to navigate, and you have to be really tough and negotiate well on top of your clients.
I'm sorry, I have to stop you. I thought we agreed on a war metaphor. Okay, we'll do landscape. Whatever. Yes, it's a difficult landscape to negotiate.
It's a difficult landscape to negotiate, and at the end of the day, you have to be smart with their dollars. We've had lots of situations where we've gone to the market, we thought we were buying one thing, and at the end of the day, it wasn't what we got.
The vendors who call on you, it seems to me that so many of them are selling you various kinds of analytics or their ad networks who aren't like the other ad networks. All of this stuff being premised on the assumption that every client who spends $1 is going to be fleeced for at least half of it. Is it the Wild West out there? Is anybody actually getting the audience that they're paying for?
You know what? I'm going to say that there are some good networks out there. I can name five top of hand that really are good networks, but there are some people out there that tell you you're getting one thing and you don't. We've had instances for various clients, Cars.com being one of them, that we were told we were buying auto intenders, and at the end of the day, that's not what we got, and that's a disappointment.
And you were paying premium.
And we were paying
CPMs
premium rights, and premium CPM. So when you don't get what you're paying for, and then you can go out and do a test where you just buy, scatter RON at $1 CPM, and you actually get a better audience when you do a test that way, it's really disappointing that you're not getting what you're paying for from the vendor.
So when that happens to you, you have three options, it seems to me. One is to make sure that doesn't happen again, do business with other people, try to find someone who's, straight with you. Another is to file suit on fraud grounds. And the third is to go physically to the person who you did business with and harm them physically, like hit them with something.
I try not to do that because I don't want to get thrown in jail.
Okay, so you're like a non-jail person.
I'm a non-jail person.
Okay, so but what do you do when you realize that someone has sold you a bill of goods?
Yeah,
not to suggest that
you're
very susceptible.
I've had some very ugly conversations and some really difficult ones because, we like what we do. We're in a business that's very social and very energetic. But when you do get what you consider kind of scammed, it's very disappointing, and it's my job to have those really difficult conversations. And it often is not a nice conversation. There's always an excuse, which is the disappointing part. It's like, just come forward and tell us the truth and tell us that you didn't deliver that audience. For us, it's a really difficult conversation. We generally don't go back and do business with that vendor, which has been the case for us in a couple situations. And then we try to stick with the best of breed, because there are a lot of good vendors out there that do right by you and your clients, and so you try to focus on them and stay away from the ones that don't work. And being the business as social as it is, I can tell you, I've told that story with that particular vendor to a lot of people, and it's probably done some damage to them, I imagine. But you know what? They should improve their processes.
And now that's word of mouth doing its magic, right? Is there any central place where people can go to share their horror stories, to put pressure on the people who have, screwed them?
There isn't. We just chat, and I think in my position, it's my responsibility to make sure I stay in touch with leaders in the business, and that we have conversations and we tell each other about those things, because at the end of the day, we want to make sure we're doing what's right by our clients.
I think we've just blundered onto a business opportunity, and let's see, it has to have 2 O's in it, because as you know, all online companies have 2 O's somewhere in their name. How about bamboozled.com? What do you think?
Absolutely.
All right.
Start it. I can do it with you.
Okay.
Let's go.
There you go. Tamara, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Now you have to go.
Okay.
I've been talking to Tamara Bousquet, and this is The Lounge. She's leaving it. I guess you are too. I'm Bob Garfield.